I have to pick a monster that I want to kill or be good at killing
Hold on.
as a hunter.
You
I get to choose hunter's prey.
you get to choose a type of monster, yes.
So a colossal slayer, giant killer, or horde breaker. Are any of those useful in this?
I'm not going to give you that information.
Aw.
So I did start the stream, so I am going to start. If you'd like to go over character choices and stuff afterwards, I would be more than welcome to
Okay.
go over character choices.
Sorry, I didn't know you started.
No problem. Well, welcome everyone to our bi-weekly Dungeons and Dragons sessions based off of Stephen King's Dark Towers. As always, I don't own any rights to any of his material. I'm just using it to whatever ends I want to at the moment. We are playing a mixture of 5e and homebrew rules. If you don't like it, well, fuck off. It's not your game. Okay, so last time we met, F had his tarot read by the man in black. And after that, he saw some fantastic visions and woke up with the fire long dead, a skeleton sitting across from him dressed as the man in black, and a strange magical sense from the tarot cards. After a trek down the mountain, you came across some weird, dangerous lobster-like creatures that always seem to be asking questions. And as you traveled down the beach a little bit, you came to a door that was in the middle of the sand, made out of onyx and white marble, or onyx and quartz, that's what it was. Upon opening that door, you saw a very familiar face. You saw Zoros, the barbarian. You kind of saw a little bit of his backstory, and it ended with Zoros basically trying to leave his old life behind. And when he tried that, his former boss decided to sick about 16 guards on him. At which point, Eth jumped through the door with a very well-timed, what was it?
Thunderclap.
Thunderclap, that's what it was. Thunderclap that knocked all of the guards on their asses. Zoros at that point could see the door, and Eth and Zoros leapt through the door, and the door slammed shut behind them with a loud click. And that is where we join Eth and Zoros on the beach after having just, actually, no, you guys did manage to go up a little bit to find a place to camp, and you guys did take a long rest. So we are coming upon the next morning.
You guys don't know who each other are.
That was a good long rest.
That is,
And we figured out kind of what happened, right?
well, so yes, as Zoros, as you came through the door, you had all of these memories flood into your mind of meeting Eth in Toll, meeting Roland, the quest to the Dark Tower that he sent you on, you know, massacring everybody in Toll except for 2 kids and one man. Wandering across the desert, going into the caves, and you actually strangely, vividly remember falling into the pit and actually dying. But yet here you stand.
Okay. Well, we better figure out where everybody else is.
I mean, the only thing that I can imagine is if we continue along the same line, I would have to assume we're going to run into more murders.
Agreed. Let's avoid the lobster monsters and go see if we can find a door.
That's actually a really good idea. So we will continue heading along the beach / tree line like we had, or like I had previously, trying to stay as far away from the lobster things as we can.
Okay.
and just wait to see if we find something.
You guys managed to walk for about half the day so far. Both of you give me perception checks.
20 natural.
Nice.
I only got a 14.
So Eth, you're getting a little heat stroke from the day, so your mind isn't really focused on it. But
Agreed.
Zoros, you actually start to see a shape on the sand in the way that you guys are heading. It does look like a door that's just sitting there. It's about a mile down or so.
All right,
Orcs have good vision.
let's go ahead and head that way, keeping to the edges so we avoid the lobsters.
Okay. You do notice that they do tend to just stay down by the water line, snatching the seagulls while they can. You do kind of notice that as the tide comes in, they tend to dance away from the water. But while it is still low tide, they're pretty good ways away from y'all. As you get closer to the door, you begin to start to make more detail out of it. And you see that this door is not made of wood in the traditional sense. It is still very much door shaped, but this door looks like it's made up of thousands of saplings that have been interwoven to create a door. Leaves and flowers bud off of the saplings. And in the middle of this door is the image of a man in a long gray robe. In his left hand, he holds a long staff. In his right hand, he holds a lantern that contains a six-pointed star. The saplings have actually interwoven to create a word above the image, and the words that are, well, two words. And it just says the Hermit.
Beth, can you detect magic?
That's a good question. Not yet. However, I don't really think that we need to detect anything. You want to see something freaky? Walk around the door.
Do what?
Walk around the door.
Walk around the door. Go to the other side.
Okay. All right, I'll walk around the door.
So Zoros, as soon as you pass the door and you look back, you're taken back a little bit because nothing is there. You see Eth standing on the other side. There is no door. There is no sign that this door ever even existed.
All right, I come back and tell the wizard, hey, dude, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Only with the door that I found you through.
So when you went past it, you couldn't see it?
Exactly. I walked around the door and then the door wasn't there, and then you come back around to the front of the door and it's here again.
Okay, so what do we do?
I believe I remember that the way I was able to actually open your door was I took out one of the tarot cards that the man in black left behind that matched your door.
Do we have one that has Hermit on it?
I'm gonna check real quick. I
Good
think
idea.
we do.
You do.
So I'll look in my pack and locate the Hermit.
And it's kind of unusual as you're looking through your pack, you get a kind of a magical reading because you've spent time around magic things before. And you see you get a very faint magical essence from all of the other cards, but Zoros's card is no longer giving off that essence.
You want your
Very
card,
cool.
Zoros?
Sure.
All right, I'll give Zoros his card.
Okay, Zoros, you have a tarot card, and on it,
What was my tarot card?
your tarot card was strength. And it is it has an image of a woman bent over petting a lion under the jaw. And it just says
I
strength.
was glad you added petting a lion under the jaw.
No, he was only glad that you added under the jaw. Let's get that straight. Okay, so I have the Hermit card in my hand, and I believe what I did last time, Zoros, is, and I'll do it at the same time, I went in to touch the door with the tarot card.
As soon as you touch the door with the tarot card, you hear a loud click, and you no longer feel that magical essence in that card.
I'm going to slip it, instead of in my pack, I'm going to slip it in my robe pocket.
Okay.
Zoros, would you like the honors of opening the door?
Absolutely.
So Zoros, give me a strength check.
Not so great for.
Well, what's your, you got a
You add your
modifier?
strength modifier to it.
All right, I gotta figure that one out. Oh, Jesus.
Are you online there?
Strength modifier is 4, 8.
So that would be an 8 total. Okay. So Zoros, as you go up to the door, you know, you feel like it's going to drag in the sand, because why wouldn't it? And so you go to put all of your weight into opening this door. And as you open, you kind of stagger back a little bit, because this door just slides open as if it were on a track and on a very smooth floor. It opens very easily.
Okay. What do we see?
So beyond the door, you see what looks to be a forest, and you see a whole bunch of life in that forest. Deer bounding between the trees, birds twitter and flit through the branches, rabbits peek their head up out of their holes, looking around before disappearing back beneath the ground. And then as you're watching all of this, you start to see the view kind of shift a little bit. And you come across a small clearing in the forest, and you see stacks of stones that form a circle on the ground. And you guys kind of remember this circle as a circle you came across recently up as you were climbing up the mountain, and some of you got some.
Is that the Druid Circle?
Yes, this is the kind of reminds you of the Druid Circle. And as you look at the circle, you actually see a young woman sitting there, her red hair shining like a beacon in the forest. Curled up next to her lays a tiger that is completely at ease. As she sits there with her eyes closed, she holds up her arm, and a eagle comes and actually lands on her outstretched arm. You see a family of forest mice crawl up onto her crossed legs. You have never seen someone that looks just as completely at peace as this woman looks sitting in this circle. And as you're watching her, you both recognize her as Azair, one of your fallen companions. But as you're watching her, you notice the tiger lifts its head lazily and looks in the direction of the forest. And you see that after a moment, the eagle actually looks in the same direction. And out of the kind of the edge of the view, you see a young child about the age of 7 that's kind of standing, kind of hiding in the forest, but still trying to make his presence known to the lady that is sitting in the circle. And at that point, it brings Azair. So you are peacefully sitting in a druid circle with a tiger and an eagle on your arm. Well, tiger in your lap, eagle on your arm. And you currently see a little boy kind of standing at the edge of the forest.
Okay. How far away would that be at the edge of the forest from the circle? Like 10 feet?
He'd probably be about 15, 20 feet from you.
I'd probably motion him over. He's getting closer, or see if he'll come any closer.
He does very timidly step closer. You could see that he does have his eyes keep darting from you to the tiger that's laying down next to you. But he does walk about 5 feet closer.
I'd softly call out so I don't scare him that the tiger won't hurt him, and ask him how I can help.
He comes a little bit closer, and at this point, the tiger stands up, and the kid just freezes and look of pure terror on his face. And the tiger just kind of comes up and nudges its head up against the boy's face and licks the boy's face. And by the time he's done licking it, the boy is just laughing and he's petting the tiger. The tiger turns to walk back towards you, and the little boy's kind of following him. And he kind of looks up at you and just says, I wanted to come and see who all the other kids call the other.
Well, that's call me. It's not quite my name, but is there anything I can do for you?
He kind of looks sheepishly down at his hands, and you can tell he's kind of wringing his hands like he doesn't fully know how to continue. But after a moment or so, he just says, Mama and Papa are worried. They whisper to each other when I'm not around, and when I go to bed, I can hear them talking. Papa says there are bad people who won't leave the village alone. They want money, but we don't have any. The other kids hear their parents talking about them too. They say the bad people will burn down the village if they don't get the money. Please help us. I don't know who else we can ask, but I've heard stories about you helping out the other kids.
That sounds like something that I at least need to look into. Would you take me back to your village and I can do some looking around?
Okay. Follow me. And he kind of stands back. He stands up and winds you through the forest. As you leave, the eagle takes off in flight. The tiger just goes back to laying down in the circle and just kind of lazily lays there. And after about half an hour of wandering through the forest, he leads you back to the village. This is a village that you have been to before. You have met pretty much all of the townsfolk here. You met all the kids. They all kind of know you as a woman that has helped out in dire needs. But as you come to the edge of the jungle, you easily see the village kind of laid out in front of you. People are just walking around. As you kind of exit and come into view of everybody, a bunch of the kids start rushing to you, and they're all just laughing and chanting the other in a sing-songy voice, but it doesn't feel malicious. It's just what the children of the towns have just come to call you.
Is the view that Zoros and I seeing the same view that I saw from before, where it's kind of like a camera is following us there?
At this point, yes, it is. Originally, it was just kind of a station on a scene,
Okay.
and you were watching the kid talk to her. But at this point, once she moved, it is now following her.
Okay.
So I'm surrounded by all these kids.
Oh yeah, their hands held, doing a little dance jump spin, like with you in the middle of it all. They're dancing around you.
So I'll squat down and kind of address all of them. and ask, I need your guys' help with something. I've heard there's something that might be going on in our town that I could help with that isn't so great. Do you guys know anything about that, or where I might find these bad guys?
As you kind of mentioned that, they all get very quiet and kind of look at each other and kind of whisper. And one of them, kind of a little bit older of the boys, just kind of in a little very like stage whisper, talk to you, says, I heard my pa talking that they were north of the village.
Have they talked to you guys at all?
At this point, they all just bust out laughing. And they're like, of course not. Why would they talk to kids?
Just making sure that they weren't being mean to you, because it sounds like they're being mean to others.
He says, no, I mean, we really aren't supposed to know what we actually do know.
That's why you guys are my little spies.
We
You can help me out.
like being the spies of the other.
You guys are my super secret group, and I want to keep you safe. So
They
I'm going
all-
to go and take a look.
They all giggle at the name of it, like calling them the super secret group, and just shh, shh.
Okay, I guess I will start heading north to see what I come across.
Okay. Are you just walking up that way?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm known in town, I'm not gonna try and sneak unless I start seeing something suspicious.
Well, no. So one of the things that you can also just keep in mind as well is, as a druid and a level 3 druid, you also do have access to your wild shape too. So you can also change into animals if you wanted to.
I've got that in my back pocket.
Okay. And it's just not saying you have to use it now. It's just
Yeah,
something you can do if you wanted to.
I've got ideas depending on how this goes.
Now, just keep in mind with your animal shape, it has to be an animal that you would have reasonably seen in your lifetime. So it's not something that you could turn into like a dinosaur, because at this point in time, you've never seen a dinosaur.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, Eth, can I sidebar with Eth for a second?
Sure.
What's
Eth,
up?
can't we just go in and grab her and leave?
I mean, that's a good question. I know that I waited until I saw that you needed my help, and then I jumped in because I didn't know what to expect. So it's always possible that we can just jump in and see if we can yank her out.
I mean,
You first.
at least in my world, I experienced that before. So I already know that I came out of that okay because, well, I came out of it okay.
Right.
And whatever she's heading towards, she's probably already experienced. So why not just avoid it and pull her out?
I mean, that's a good question. I didn't think if it was a sort of thing where if she didn't experience something that she had to, that something now, and the now time might change, that I didn't think about. So I mean, we can absolutely, I'm sorry, Natalie, you can absolutely go ahead and
What about if I just jump in and try to pull her out, and then that way you can watch. If we don't get out, then we can.
I can pop in to help you both.
You can get us both.
Yeah, yeah, we can try that.
Do you want to try that? No, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just jumped through the door and I was there with you. So I'd say,
Okay. I try to jump through the door.
Okay. You jump through the door. You do get a very cold feeling as you jump through the door. But as your feet land on a forest floor, Azair right behind you, out of seemingly nowhere, a dwarf lands on the forest floor behind you.
Who the fuck are you?
Hi, Azair. You don't know this, but we have met. I'm here to help you.
Here to help me. I'm the one who usually helps. I'm gonna need some more information.
No, I get it. You're heading north into a band of bandits, correct?
Maybe.
Uh-huh. And you had a whole bunch of little kids around you telling you that this is where these people are. You've lived through this before. I know this is really weird, but you need to follow me back through the door. Do I see the door?
Are you looking around to see if the door is still there?
Yep,
Strangely enough, all you see is forest behind you.
of course. You know what is there? Tell you what, why don't you, I'll be your backup. I'll follow you
Why
up.
are you following me? Why do you know all of this? I didn't see you before. I may have overlooked you and I apologize, but you're a
I
little
know I'm a weird dwarf and I probably don't belong in the forest. I'm more in rocky terrain, which should tell you the urgency of which I'm here. I need to help you. I need to help you get through this. And I got your back if anything happens.
I'm trusting you on this.
Okay.
If you do anything that I don't like, I will rip you limb from limb. Nicely. But
You know what? I'm not very big. It's not that hard. I got your back though. Just don't try to light me on fire because I have seen you try to cast fire spells. It's not very efficient.
I thought that I would.
After hearing her say that she was going to rip him limb from limb, I'm not going to step through the door.
I mean, you're still for you, the door is still open. You're watching this this whole scene play out. You watched Zoros look behind him and then just get a really kind of confused for a second, and then well, this fucking figures type of look on his face.
Hey, can he hear me? F can hear me, right?
He can.
Hey, F. Looks like we're in for the long haul.
Okay.
Zoros, you hear nothing
I
but
Yeah,
the
I know.
birds chirping in the
Dear
forest.
God.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a little prayer before we go get those bad guys.
So, how long have you been hearing me or following me? How much do you know already?
Well, all I know is that people are terrorizing the villagers. You're heading out to try to figure out what's going on. The kids are kind of your little spies, I believe you called them. And so we're off to see what this is all about and see if we can help.
Now, especially as he mentions the little spies, you do start to kind of feel a little uneasy because that was something that only the kids heard.
Yes, that's what I was feeling right there. Was uneasy.
Oh, I know a lot. I know a lot about you. I know a lot about what's going on. Like I said, let's go check out this thing. Let's get going. It'll all
Okay.
be clear very soon.
You're going ahead of me. I'm
Okay.
ready to have you at my back. And if you hurt those children,
Oh, not at all.
you survive. Let's go.
Yeah, I know.
Going
Limb from
north.
limb, right?
You wouldn't like each other about our
I will not let myself there. I have back pocket tricks you have no idea about.
T-Rex suddenly appears in the forest. No.
just for a brief second.
You don't know what I've seen. All right, so we're gonna keep heading north. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Zoros. Sorry.
Okay, cool. You're not from this area.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Azair, you've traveled long and far with the druids, and you in your life have never seen a blue-skinned dwarf before.
Okay. So this is weird, but until I have more information, you're gonna come with me because I don't know what else to do with you. So let's keep heading north.
Perfect. Hey, is that eagle able to scout ahead for us?
No, not.
Shoot.
I did not think I was gonna need that this morning.
Well, can we call her back?
Let me see. Hold on.
I got nothing but time.
I don't. So far, he can't get too far away from me. So I can't really have him out ahead, but I know most of this area, and at least through the town, we won't have any issues.
Okay. All right, let's hit it.
Oh,
Just remember, I have short, stubby legs. I don't move very fast.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm a fast walker.
So as you guys continue to walk north through the forest, are you guys trying to be stealthy, or are you guys just walking through at a normal pace? What are you guys doing?
I think we should be stealthy, and we should probably be looking for some sort of tracks or wherever as we go.
I agree with both those things.
Okay, then both of you give me a stealth check, and whoever's looking for tracks, give me a survival check.
I think. Let me see what I think I'm athletics. Let me double check.
I am not athletics, but I know survival.
Okay, you do the survival. And what was the one that I need to do?
Both of you need to
Perception?
do a stealth.
Stealth.
I got a 13 for stealth.
9 plus my dex, right?
Yes.
Oh, wait, 13. I got a 15 with my dexterity add.
Oh, that's constitute. 10.
Okay. I mean, at the moment, you guys feel relatively stealthy. And then Azair, give me a survival check. It's a 10.
I got a nat 1, so with my addition, it's a 6.
You
So
see nothing.
Azair, you are just so taken out of place by this blue-skinned dwarf that just appeared out of nowhere. You end up kind of getting lost a little bit. So pretty much what would have been maybe a half an hour's walk turns into like a 3-hour walk before you start seeing actually both of you give me a perception check to see if you see this.
11. And what's perception? Is that wisdom or intelligence?
Perception is wisdom.
Okay, so +1, 12.
So I mean, you're actually trained in perception. So for you, it's a +3, Zoros.
Oh,
I'm trained in
that's why you're the DM.
Because I can see all the characters. So as there for you, it's a +5.
Yeah, I got a 22 with the +5.
Okay, so
22.
after,
After
yeah, well, obviously, because you can't roll a 22 on a 20-sided dex.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. So after this 3-hour walk that you take that has kind of cleared your head a bit, you do notice as you're kind of looking around, you're like, hey, we're only like 30 minutes away from the town. And as you're kind of looking around at where you are, you start to see some faint smoke in the distance coming from the north.
Is Zoros. So there's smoke off this way. I don't think you can see it, but I can see it over there.
Can you lift me up?
Do we?
I mean, once she points it out to you, it's easy for you to see the smoke.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to circle around and see, or just start heading straight in that direction?
Oh, I absolutely think we should not take a straight path. I don't think we should follow the path once we start getting a little closer. And then try to circle it, see if it's a camp, try to get an idea of how many people are there. Are they armed? Because if they're harassing people, we probably need to know what we're dealing with.
Agreed.
Okay, so if you guys circle around, both of you give me another stealth check.
17.
That's
Plus whatever.
30. 13.
Okay, you guys are able to manage to move relatively quietly through around the side and kind of get a little bit closer to the smoke, and you do see that it is the smoke of a campfire. There are a couple tents that are set up, and sitting around the campfire, you see about 12 bandits that are just laughing and drinking and seeming like having a good time.
Okay.
Bandits.
Are you saying that out loud?
I'm whispering it very, very quietly to his ear. So, what's the plan? Did you just want to see who was out here? Did you want to confront him? Did you want to ask him to stop? What are you thinking?
I got to see what they want, because I've heard they're threatening to burn the town, and that won't stand. But I don't want to. I don't know that these are the guys. This is just where I was told they were headed, so I'm not gonna hurt an innocent band of guys. They could all be brothers. I have no idea. So,
How about this?
maybe listen, maybe see if we can get a little closer. And what's your
Sarah, you can be an animal, right?
Technically, you wouldn't know that, Zoros,
Oh.
because you've never seen her do it.
Is she a druid? Could I know it from lore?
Give me
Can I ask her?
a knowledge check.
Oh God, I have no intelligence.
Intelligence. So yeah, just a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
12 plus, I think I'm at 0 for the
You are
plus.
0. Unfortunately, living your life in the mountainous region that you did, you wouldn't really have come across any druids to know that they would have that ability.
Okay.
then suggestion? It sounds like you've heard what the kids call me in town. One of the reasons is because of my other abilities that cause me to live more towards the forest than the town.
Okay.
So
Like what?
I need you to not freak out, but I could be something else and we could see about me sneaking up. I could turn into another creature,
Like what?
like anything but things that can fly or swim.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say you could tear me limb from limb?
Yes.
Can you do it in your current form?
Potentially.
Unlikely.
It's easier in my other forms, but I didn't
Okay, so you can be something big and ominous, right?
I am friends with a tiger.
Well, there you go.
But if we're looking for stealth, I can be something smaller at first.
Well, why don't you, can you do it more than once?
Actually, yes, I can do it twice. So we'd have the chance of me being small for sneakability. And
How long
then
can you hold it
into
for?
something larger and take him out if need be.
How
With
long
your
can you hold it for?
what?
How long can you hold it for? Your shape.
An hour.
Cool. So you could be like a chipmunk, go see if you can hear them talking about it, raiding the village or anything. And then when you start getting close, start heading back, and then we'll decide what to do from there.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking a chipmunk probably won't get as eaten as a squirrel or something around here. So
There you go.
I'm gonna question for the DM. How do I turn into a chipmunk?
You pretty much just think it and you change.
Okay.
Do like a Captain Planet thing. Shape of a.
The powers.
Your powers combined.
I don't have anybody to do the rings with.
Sorry. I broke roll. Sorry, DM.
I'm a chipmunk. I can't talk anymore.
Does she have to talk like Alvin?
I'm gonna sneak my way towards. I'm gonna head towards the bandits and look to see if there's any trees that are either real close or that have a limb that I could kind of get over top of them where I could still hear.
Okay, hold on.
We're getting a picture.
No, I was just reading something. Okay, so you are able to find a tree easily. I mean, it's a forest. You could find one that has a branch that is close enough to be able to hear people or hear what the people are saying. At the moment, if you're listening, give me a perception check.
Uh, 20, non-natural.
Okay. You listening in. They're not really talking about much. They're just kind of laughing and drinking. They're telling stories of conquests that they've had, bars that they've been to that have had, the lustiest wenches there. At the moment, they're really just sitting around drinking, having a good time.
Okay. I don't think there's much I can do in my chipmunk form other than I'm gonna head back to Zoros. Or the side. Are the conquests that they're talking about like we went and robbed this place kind of a conquest, or is it like, yeah, I got that lady kind of a conquest?
You get the sense that it's a mixture of both.
Okay. So they sound like bandits to me, in my opinion.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna head back to Zoros and
Hey,
change back to myself and fill him in on everything. Do I need to repeat it all?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
you fill in on just everything that you saw and heard.
So you
So-
think these are the guys?
It sounds like it. So I'm thinking there's not many people who look like you around here. And I don't know if they know, I don't think they would talk to me from how they talk because I'm a woman. I'm thinking, I don't think the direct approach will work to try and get information about them. They were talking about their different conquests, but I can't tell if they're focused on my town.
All right. So what about this? You can be anything. You can be a tiger, right?
I can be a tiger, and I was going to, that was part of my idea. Do we want to confront them? I
My
don't want to
thing
be
is, if
blasphemous
you-
and pretend to be a god, but how loud and low can your voice go?
Well, we can do one of two things. We can either have you circle the camp with you and growl as a tiger and see if you can draw some of the men away from the camp, hopefully leaving one or two behind. I can take out those guys, or I can try to smack them and whatever. Or you can do a loud growl, and I can come running into the camp like you're chasing me.
Ooh. So I'm afraid of growling around the camp, circling it first, just because I don't want them to shoot me. But the
Well, did you see
potential
any bows or anything, or was it all swords?
Uh, from what you saw, it looked like everybody had swords.
So you should be fine. Plus, it's a forest. It's hard to shoot it. What time of day is it? Well, it's
And
night because it's the campfire, right?
no,
We're
so
getting close.
it's kind of dusk-ish, so I'd say probably 5-6 o'clock or so.
Well, considering I can see in the dark up to 25 feet or something, why don't we go ahead and I have an advantage that we're the human. Is there?
I think they looked like it.
From everything that you saw, yeah,
So they can't see me if I stay out at the edge of the shadows.
Yeah, I think your second, I think if we mix them, more like your second for sure. But if I'm growling around their camp and then I chase you into the campfire, do we want to kind of trick them that there's a protector of the forest? Because I could use your assistance in that. A tiger.
Yeah, I can do that. You know what? Tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't we go with, I'll come into the camp like there's a tiger after me. And if need be, for some reason I end up in having an issue, maybe you can
Slice and dice.
yeah, get involved, and then I'll pull out justice and see what I can do from my end. I think that's the best bet. Let me see what information I can find out just by running into the camp as if I'm chased and you're behind me. You
I'll still
stop
be in
right,
hearing range.
stop at the edge, give them a glimpse that you were actually there and then go back.
Yeah. Maybe slight growl, but not full.
Yeah,
Just a freak him out. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Let's do this. Do we want to go now or wait till it's a little darker?
Yeah, let's wait till it gets just dusk so they can barely make out something at the edge of the camp coming in. And can I speak a common tongue, right?
Yeah, everyone speaks
Okay.
common.
Okay. All right. Let's try that. Let's do that. So we wait for it to get a little bit closer to dusk, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish. Sun's getting really, really low. There's branch shadows. You're not really sure what you're seeing, right?
Sure.
Okay. And then Azar, you go ahead, turn into your tiger.
Yep, I'm a tiger now.
Okay.
Ah,
And go ahead and I'll start running towards the camp. Tiger, tiger. And start heading to the camp. Azar let out a roar.
ah.
There you
Okay.
go. And I head towards the camp. Help me, tiger. Oh my God. Help.
Okay. Zoros,
Hey!
you
Whoa.
run into probably
12
staying
bandits.
still a little bit outside. As soon as as they're growls and you start running in, all 12 of them immediately drop the mugs in their hands, the food that they were eating, and draw their swords and point them at you.
I put my hands up. Save me, there's a tiger.
One of them kind of steps forward and just starts laughing. Yeah, I don't know who you are or whose camp you think you ran into, but why would we do anything to help you?
Well, I don't really care whose camp this is. I just know if I turn around and go the other way, I'm getting eaten by a tiger. So I am just
And that's our problem. Why?
Well, it's not really, but hey, out of the frying pan into the fire. I don't know, but hey, I was certain death with a tiger. Here it's just possible death.
So he kind of, you see the guy that stepped forward, his mouth kind of turns up into a little nod. You have two choices.
Yes, sir.
You face one tiger out there, or you face all 12 of us in here. It's your choice.
Well, that's not much of a choice. Look at my size. I'm just a journeyman. I didn't get camp made before it got dark. And I was in this town not far from here talking about some guardian of the forest crap. And here I am getting chased by a tiger.
Again, this is our problem. Why?
Well, if there is a guardian of the forest, it might be something you might want to know.
I'm pretty sure
Especially
the
if you have
12
a
of
camp
us
out
could
here.
kill this guardian of the forest.
Well, probably. At any time you deal with supernatural stuff, it kind of gets weird.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check at disadvantage. So roll twice and take the lowest roll.
Oh, okay. 10.
The lead guy kind of steps one step closer to you and says, like I said, you have two choices. Face the tiger or face all of us.
All right, so I take Justice from my back and kind of look at them, look at the woods, look at them, look at the woods, and I start backing up out of the camp.
As I see him start backing up, I'm going to start prowling closer.
No, I want you to just let out a hellacious, and I'm going to scream like I'm getting eaten. Well, as soon as we're out of earshot.
Oh, did you come back to me?
Yeah, I came back to you where you are.
Oh, Sorry, I thought you were just still up at the camp.
No. So I'm gonna run. I'm gonna start crashing through the thing. You start chasing me, and then I'm just gonna start screaming like you're eating me.
He told me this, so I'm gonna I'm gonna growl, roar as loud as I
Right.
can
Yep.
Okay.
and knock stuff over.
When you
So
do,
what we're
and-
gonna do though, wait, before we do that though, once that happens, I want you to just start walking around the camp in different spots and growling, and so that their attention is drawn to different quarters, so that they're spread out across the camp.
I'll do that. Fade in and out of the
Yep.
darkness.
Yep, like you're stalking them so that they have to cover their front all the way around. And I'm gonna sit and look for somebody to be at the edge that I can pick off and drag out into the woods. But
And
first
I'll
we gotta
hide
do
your
our
head.
ruse that I just got eaten.
So as you let out this ferocious roar, and Zoros, you let out this blood-curdling scream. Once and pretty much that roar silences the entire forest. No birds are chirping, no insects, nothing. You guys do hear a bit of laughter coming from the camp. And you hear the lead guy just, what a fucking idiot. So there you were prowling different sides,
Yep, in
watching
and out of
everybody.
the trees and growling, and not like a full-on roar like I did before, but like enough so that they know that I'm there.
So what you see as you start doing that, the guys kind of start talking and kind of murmuring amongst themselves, but you hear the lead guy just yell out, "Circle up!" And you watch as they all form a circle amongst each other, all of them looking out in different directions for any sign of danger, any sign of attack, making sure to kind of keep the campfire at their backs so that they are ready from any direction if anything were to happen.
Well,
Uh,
when Azir gets back to me, that I talked to her, said, well, that answers our question. They have training. They're not just idiots. So we've got a little bit of a challenge here.
Mm-hmm. I nod my tiger head.
Well, I would hope you switched back to Azir.
I can't switch back unless we're done with the tiger, because then I can't access it again.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to time this out at about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of doing this.
So this whole, from the first roar to the conversation to you coming back and her going around to other
Maybe 15,
sides,
20 minutes.
we're probably up more like 25, closer to 30.
Okay.
So we got about
So-
half an hour left of tiger time.
Yep. Got it. So they all have swords, right?
Yep, all swords are ready, and
I think I have something called the gun of my father, don't I?
you do. Well, F, did you give it back to him?
Say yes. Say yes, Ed.
Because if you remember, I pulled it out of my bag. Actually, I pulled two of them out. I said
That's
that
right.
I thought that this one was his that I handed him, and then I thought the other one belonged to Camel Toe.
Okay, you did. Okay. Yep.
Come on, man. From the dead. No respect.
So yes, you do have the gun of your father.
And my range on that?
It should
About
be in your
40.
equipment.
Yeah, I'm pulling it now.
Yeah, so minimum range is 40 feet.
So from the edge of the campfire to where they are is how far?
The first one is about 40. The first guy is about 40 feet away from you.
Okay. We have the advantages there because they can't, well, I can't stay in 50 feet because it imposes -5 attack, but deals, yeah, I don't care about that. I want to shoot it from outside minimum distance.
I'm back over by him. I still have mine. I didn't like turn into a tiger.
No, yeah, you still have all of your mental faculties. You know who you are, what you're doing.
Zoros, can you read? Can I know that on the aside? Like,
Maybe I have to get real close because I'm freaking old.
oh no, not like
Yeah.
literally. Like if
What?
I'm
Can Zoros read?
can Zoros read?
What
Yeah.
am I? I'm not. Yes, I'm not a half orc.
I'm gonna
What
use.
the hell? Oh, half orc.
I'm gonna use my paw, and I'm gonna write leader. See if
Okay.
we should focus on the leader first, because I think the rest will scatter.
They
Or
won't
not
scatter.
leave.
They won't leave the camp.
They won't be as together without their head person.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I got to shoot somebody, so I will aim for the leader. What I want you to do is I want you to be on the opposite side of the camp, growling. I want you to draw. I want to draw their attention 2 different directions.
Okay.
That way, maybe we can get them nervous and separate.
I write now with a
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we're good. So I stay. Zare's on one side of the camp. I'm on the side with the leader, so I have a straight shot at shooting him.
Azera, what side of the camp are you on?
I'm over. I'm at the north top side. Yeah.
Still back by the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of prowling and growling.
Okay.
And then, okay. God. And so I look up and I say, Eth, get ready to save us. Are you ready?
Hold on. Before we do this, I need to grab dice because I don't have any in here.
Oh, that's okay. I'll roll for you and let you know what you get.
Yeah.
We win again.
I've never seen so many natural ones in my whole life.
How did they get a negative?
I don't know. It's like Rancid and his rapier. You just can't hit with it.
Oh.
Or me and my flames. I mean, let's be honest.
There you go. Notice I wanted you as a tiger and not as a flame shooter, right?
Yeah, I figured that might from past experience. I've been working on it. I'm training.
Okay. You can go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. So Berserker Rage does nothing for ranged weapons.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm not going to waste that until they get, in case they run out. All right. Holy shit. No kidding. 20, natural 20.
Nice. Roll damage. That is double the dice.
Okay, I got to do it twice. 2, of course. 10 plus 4 is my, is that, or am I 6? Hang on. Let me see. Plus strength plus 4.
So it's not using
16.
your strength. It's not using your strength score.
Oh,
Since
okay.
it's the guns of your father, it's just it's 2d8 plus 1. So it should be 4d8 that you rolled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled a D12. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's for your weapon. For your
Yeah.
hammer.
Sorry. I didn't even pull my D8s out. Oh my God. These things are great, but oh crap, I can't find anything. Okay, I'll do, you said 48?
48.
Okay, so the first two are 3 and 4 is 7. 14, 15 plus 4 is 19.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, so as the bandits are standing there in their circle, there is a extremely loud crack that just echoes throughout the forest as the torso of their leader just erupts in a spray of blood and viscera that just kind of coats all of the other bandits. And
Dang.
he is dead.
He's dead. He's a little dead.
And
Yeah.
at this point, we will roll initiative.
You know, I suck at initiative. Just give me a 2, because that's what I always get.
I'm going to roll this in
Do that
3
again.
groups because I really don't feel like rolling 11 initiatives.
No, oh, that's a 7, not a 1. I thought it was a
So
1.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
It was my original intention that once the tiger got close enough, that's when I would jump out of the door.
So at this point, the tiger has not gotten close. If you want to roll initiative and
Hold an attack.
hold your action until she gets close enough, you can.
Okay,
Why you want to get me?
I will do that. It may not
Question for the
matter
DM.
because I might not
Yes.
actually get up there.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
How can they, I mean, obviously the muzzle flash, but they have no idea where I am. They can't see me.
They can't necessarily see you, but they can determine where the bullet
Direction?
came from. They saw a large flash from your area,
Right?
so they may not be able to see you, but they know the area that you're in.
Okay. So, okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
Anyway, I have a 7.
And a 13.
Okay. That's what'd you get?
9.
9. Okay. So as you are standing there, you kind of see this bandit steps around and quickly sheaths his sword and actually grabs a crossbow off the ground and will attempt to make a shot at Zoros' direction. So the attack is going to be at disadvantage because they don't know exactly where you are. And a 9 does not hit you, so they missed. And you see one of the other bandits step forward and grab a crossbow as well. You're lucky because I rolled a 3 and an 18, so that one misses as well. And you see another one do the same. Oh, these bandits are rolling like crap tonight.
Yes.
And the last one of this group.
Miss.
Does a 14 hit you?
Nope, I have 15.
Okay, then they all miss. At that point, we go to bandit group number 2. So it'll be these 4 up top. They are not joining their friends. They are standing there with their swords at the ready in case anything comes from that direction. You guys watching these people can see that they obviously have some sort of training, and the lack of a leader did not break their ranks like you hoped that it would.
Okay.
So that was all of them. They're not doing anything. Azair, you're up.
So you said they're all still backs to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to come out of the shadows just a bit, and just so they can see me,
Okay.
get their attention, so they know like how big and like I am.
Okay. They see this tiger kind of saunter out from the forest a little bit. They don't seem phased.
Great. Man, I'm a freaking tiger in a forest. They should be losing their minds.
They have heard you roar for like the last 5 minutes. They knew from a dwarf running into their camp that there was a tiger out there, so they are not really phased by, at this point, seeing a tiger.
Not so much seeing the tiger, but seeing like, I'm so ferocious.
They've seen tigers before.
I
They
didn't
have
know they were
zoos.
cultured tigers. They've
You
been to
don't
the
know.
zoo.
You don't know me.
You don't know their
Alright.
backstory. This one right here went to Juilliard. You don't know.
For ballet.
Exactly. He is a trained dancer. He's quite good.
I'm gonna fade back into the dark and start oh dang. I'm gonna work my way around towards, like, it's this way on my screen. It's my right, sort of back towards Zoros.
To the east or to the west?
My east.
Ask her left or right. She's not real good with.
Your
Just
east and
move
my
it and
east
she'll
is
say
gonna be
yes or no.
this way.
I do direction, but like I'm starting. I don't know how far a tiger can. Is it still my same stats, but on a tiger?
No.
No.
Oh no, but
You can
So-
basically
I didn't look up what a tiger can do.
They can moss it.
That's what I'm hoping. I want to like get them, but I don't want to get a knife to the belly. That'll be
Don't.
instant death.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Well, the good news, you know, you survived the situation. Because, you know,
Molly, check. Azair, check your phone. In a second. There you go.
Tiger.
So that is what you can do as a tiger. You have already used about 20 feet of your movement so far.
Okay. I'm gonna do the other 20 and get behind that next tree that's to the east. Yeah.
Like here.
And a little bit closer, like under the tree, so that I can see them and still see what's going on.
Okay.
And just hang out there for a minute while I read.
Okay. So that would pretty much be all of your movement. So at that point, we will move on to these last 3. You see this one drop his sword, sheath the sword, and pick up a crossbow, and aims it at Azair. And as you're watching him do this, you kind of get a sense that with the firelight at their back, they can actually see a little bit further out into the forest than you might originally think. So he does shoot his crossbow, and it does unfortunately hit you.
Knew it. I knew I was gonna get.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage as you get a crossbow bolt to your right shoulder. And the other two are not picking up their crossbows. They are staying with their swords out to try to help complete, stay in the circle and make sure every angle is looked at. And at that point, we go to F. You just saw a crossbow bolt come flying at Azair and stick in her right shoulder. You do not see Zoros at the moment. You can see the bandit camp.
She is still a tiger.
She is still a tiger.
That's pretty impressive.
Important to distinguish.
How far away am I? How far away is the door from where she is?
The door
Can I gauge that?
The door stays about 10 feet behind 10 feet behind her.
And that's where I would pop out, is that 10 feet square?
So it takes up this 10 feet square. You would probably pop out 5 feet right behind her.
Okay. No, that's then I have tents in the way. Nope. Okay. I'm going to hold. Wait. I'm going to try something. I don't know if this is going to work. It's going to be hilarious if it doesn't. I'm going to try to put just my face through the door. And I'm going to say, get me closer. There.
Okay. As you do that, your head kind of appears to you in that foresty area, but when you look at your hands, they look a little.
The doorway.
Well, I know, but in this narrative,
okay.
you have your hands out in front of you because you're cupping your hands to try and do it, but quietly.
Oh, okay.
You look at your hands and you see they look kind of see-through, as if you're not actually part of that world. And as you pull your head back, your hands look solid.
And she didn't hear anything.
She did not even react to the sound. Give me an intelligence check.
Well,
Even with that, with kind of research that you've done in the past and everything like that, you get the sense that it's all or nothing.
okay. Well, I tried. But that would have been my action, so that's me.
Okay. And then we get to Zoros.
So as if I'm looking at this map correctly, there are some, I'm still outside of their visual range because they're at disadvantage, correct?
From what you know, yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go to my max range, which is 100 feet, 100 yards, right? That's what it is. Come on. 120 meters. So I go out to about 100 meters.
So you can only walk 25 feet per round.
Okay. So can I walk 25 feet and turn and shoot?
You can, however, you don't, when you turn around, you don't find that there is a straight line shot with all of the trees in the forest and everything like that.
Cool. So when I get to my max range then and realize I can't fire off a shot, neither can they, and hit me because there's no straight line shot, then I yell out at the top of my voice as deep as I can go. The God, protector of the forest commands you to leave the village alone.
Okay. It is their turn as we get back to the top of the round. The 4 crossbow men, or at least 4 people that grab their crossbows to shoot in this direction, are going to attempt to shoot again, but not even going to roll because Zoros isn't even there anymore, so no point. The next 4, so the top group, 3 of them on the left are still holding their swords, but the one that is on the right is going to draw his crossbow and try and shoot at the tiger that decided to show itself for whatever reason. And it hits. So you hear another click and a snapping of wire as another crossbow bolt comes and sinks into your left shoulder, and you take 8 points of piercing damage. And that is their turn. So Azair, we are back up to you. Now, Azair, don't do your damage onto your normal character sheet, because at this point you have the hit points of the tiger.
Oh, that's right. Which is
37.
All right, look back and forth. Well, I'm at 23. I don't think I have anything to do.
That's the one you got.
Ah. I'm gonna. Can I move? Like, I've been shot in both shoulders.
But you can still move. It's not affecting you at all. It's just
An annoyance?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. How tall are the tents? Can I know that? Like, do they provide any coverage, or is it like, oh, the guys are taller than the tents?
The guys are taller than the tents. At least the 3 on your side. The big one and the square is going to be a little bit taller.
But no coverage there. Okay. I'm gonna get behind, that tree that your mouse is on, like actually behind it, so if they're trying to shoot me, they can't. Is that a ridge, like, or is that a down
This right here is like a ridge, so it's going up onto
above them?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna hang out there for a second.
Okay. Okay, so you're just gonna hang out there?
Yeah, I'm gonna while I'm there. I gotta
Okay.
figure it out.
The bandits, the one that shot at you earlier is going to try and take a shot at you again. So you are hiding behind that, so that would give you half cover. Okay. Okay, so the bandit does shoot you again. Seems to be able to get you right in the rump with an extra 5 damage. The other two aren't doing anything, so that is their turn. F, we are back to you.
I am going to hold my action for when if this tiger gets close to the group.
Okay, so just remember, you can hold an action, you can't hold movement.
So, and coming out of the actual doorway would be considered movement.
Yes, because you are moving through the door.
I mean, okay. So, how tall up is that ridge?
Be about 5 feet.
I wouldn't be able to get up there. All right. I'll just have to wait until she gets closer.
Okay. Zoros, we are up to you.
I'm gonna skirt the ridge. I'm gonna, if I can find anything like rock or something along the way, I pick it up and throw it behind me, opposite the way I'm moving.
So
Again.
on the last turn, you moved your full movement away.
Yep.
So you would just be able to come back to your starting position.
What?
So your last turn, you moved 25 feet behind you. So
Right.
this turn, you could move 25 feet in front of you. So you'd be able
I
to
can
come
move
back to where
25
you.
feet to the right. I'm making my way back over towards Azare.
At the moment, you don't know where Azare is.
I heard her squeal when she got hit by a crossbow.
Azare, did your tiger squeal?
I mean, I might have very nicely growled. I don't know if I squealed.
I can see where they're aiming.
Give me a
Right?
perception check.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think so. 4 plus whatever it is.
Yep, nope. You just see the 4 that are focused in your area. You don't see anything happening on the other side.
Okay, I'm still gonna start making my way around because I gotta find her. I need my goal is to tell her that F's coming to save us. She needs to trust him.
Okay, so I would say you'd be able to get to here or here,
Where?
down towards the bottom.
So there's no. Do I have line of sight because I'm down from where they are? Can they
Being
see
a,
over the ridge? Can they fire over that?
they can see over the ridge. Being a dwarf, you're not gonna get good sight. You could still see them, but you could see like the top part of them.
I'm not worried. I'm not shooting. I just don't want them. Again, my goal is to stay at max range and stay out of sight. I don't want them to be able to see me.
Okay, so you were staying as far back as you were the previous round, just
Yep.
moving.
And I'm
Okay.
just making my way around the camp.
Okay, then you would not even be on the map at the moment.
Okay.
So you'd still
Because
be,
I don't know what the range on a crossbow is, but I'm
you'd
pretty
still be
sure.
about this area, just further down on the map. There's no more map passes, so you are off the map at the moment.
I'm going to assume that my guns are going to have a lot more range than their crossbows.
You would probably be able to make that assumption based on your
Okay.
previous training. Yes.
Okay, so that's why I'm staying at my range out of theirs.
Remember, you didn't get to your max range because you're about 65 feet from them at the moment.
That's not because I shot him from 60 and I moved 25 back, which is 85. I'm 85 feet away at least.
Okay, so you shot them from 60. Okay. Then, yeah, you'd be about 85 feet back.
So I'm continuing to stay as far away as I can, making my way around the camp.
Okay. That is your turn. The 4 bandits are not going to attack because they have not heard any movement or anything, but they are poised and ready. The other 4, this one is going to aim at Azare, hiding behind the tree, and it hits.
There.
So Azare, you take another 5 damage from a crossbow bolt, and it is now your turn.
Well, I'm mad. I'm ticked. So I'm going to I'm going to 40 feet forward would put me where, just on the other side of the tree, or would it put me closer to the camp?
40 would put you pretty much right where my mouse is right now.
Okay. And 20 feet would be half of that, like right at the ridge.
It'd pretty much be on the bottom part of the ridge, yes.
Okay. The bandits to the east, those 3 facing the kind of wagon thing,
Mm-hmm.
do they have, did any of them pull their crossbows, or do they still have their swords?
This one right here has shot you about 2 times so far.
Oh, so I'm really coming after him.
But the other 2 have not. They still have their swords.
Okay. So, question for the DM.
Yes.
I haven't ever attacked as a type before. So I can move at least 20 feet and then hit them with a claw attack. Then
So
that target must succeed. So can I, since it's at least 20 feet, can I charge towards the crossbow guy and hit him with a claw before he gets a shot off?
yeah, because it's not their turn. So yeah, you would be able to get all the way right up to him and pounce on him if you want.
And get him.
Okay. I want to do that.
Okay.
And just
So
like,
as Zare charges through the forest, she lets out this ferocious roar because she is pissed
I'm so
and
mad.
attacks the crossbowman that is attacked her twice. Go ahead and make your claw attack. So roll a d20 and add 5.
roll a d20.
No.
14.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. It's a d8 plus 3.
8 plus 3. Huh. I rolled a 1 plus the 3 makes it a 4.
Okay. As you pounce on this bandit, you can tell he does kind of use some of his training and doesn't get knocked prone like you had hoped he would, but instead kind of staggers back a little bit.
Do I at least slice him a little bit?
Oh yeah, you did some damage to him.
Okay, cool. At least I got some blood.
And that is the end of your turn, and now it is their turn. The bandit is going to drop his crossbow and draw his sword, but that is his whole turn because he can't do both. The other 2, however, one of them is coming to you. The other, actually, one of them is making room for his friend. And he will attack you with his sword. Does a 14 hit?
The 14 hit. Is that my armor class?
Your armor class is 12.
Yeah. So
Okay. So you take 3 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then his friend will come over here and attack as well, but that does not hit.
I lost track of the last damage to myself.
3.
It was 3.
I think so. 3 or 4. We'll go 3.
That took me down. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I have this right because I think I'm losing blood everywhere.
What are you at?
That's what I'm making sure I've got. I'm below 20, but I think I'm missing 1. I think I missed a 7.
That I don't remember.
I think I'm 13 right now.
Okay.
So.
Okay. F, it is your turn now. Tiger has gotten a lot closer.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to pop out of the door.
So as you are attacking these guys, you see another person just kind of appear out of nowhere. I gotta find, that's what I was using for you.
I figured I could do it on here.
So you pop out probably about here just because you're not going to pop out on the tent.
I'm okay with that.
Can I what the fucking tiger?
I am going to. So I'll wait until you're done putting me where I'm popped out.
I
at.
put you. You popped out here.
Okay. I'm going to come around that table and I'm going to try and get 4 of those guys in a 15-foot cone. I'm going to put my thumbs together and I'm going to try and shoot some fire from my fingers at them.
Okay, you'd probably have to get a little bit closer.
Can I step on the table?
You can. You can go like that. And at that point, you would probably be high enough that you would not hit a Zare.
Well, I could always spell steal or spell
Yeah. Okay.
spell weave around her.
Yep. You can go ahead and hit the 4 of them. So what?
I'll need them to do dexterity saves. I'm going to be casting it at 2nd level.
What is the DC?
The DC would be 13.
They rolled a 12.
So they all take 13 damage.
So you, Azare, watch as this man comes out of nowhere and just holds his hands out in front of him. And 4 of these bandits just start screaming in agony as fire engulfs their bodies. And they eventually pass out on the ground dead.
At which point I'm going to say, well, that fucking took forever.
And I'm gonna.
Ruffy.
And at this point, Dave, we are back to you.
Okay. I'll go. I'm sorry. You mean Zoros?
I believe people speaking from the grave can't be heard by anyone.
Is that an old joke or what? Okay. All right. So I take aim at the first archer on my side, and I shoot. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
2d8 plus 3.
Mm-hmm. No, 2d8 plus 1.
2d8 plus 1.
Yeah.
13.
Okay, you see another person explode as a loud crack resounds from the forest. Okay, it is their turn. So one of these guys are going to move forward and try and shoot at Zoros. Zoros does a 14 does not hit you, right?
Nope, 15.
The other two are going to turn around because, you know, smell of cooking meat always draws attention,
Oh,
and shoot at a certain man that is now standing on a table.
Hello.
Of course, misses.
Oh,
Does a 13 hit you, F?
no, sir.
Okay. That is their turn. The other three, they'll have their swords. So we'll come over here to attack the tiger. That hits. So you take 6 points of slashing damage as that bandit comes over and attacks you.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Do I have to notate the different kinds of damage differently? Does that affect me?
For the moment, no. It would only affect you if you have like resistance to or immunities or vulnerabilities to specific types of damage.
Okay, just
but at the
making
moment
sure.
it does not.
Thank you.
So the next bandit's coming over to slash. Hits again for another 7 points of slashing damage.
I don't think that I'm functional anymore.
Okay, so actually what happens, and this is kind of the cool thing about being a druid, is once you drop down to 0 for the tiger's health, how many points did it put you past 0?
With that last attack, it just put me at 0.
Okay, so at this point, you instantly, instead of being a tiger, just change back into a Zare, standing there. You have your full health because none of the damage carried over from one form to the other. So you are still
I'm
standing.
back to normal.
Yep.
Question for the DM.
Something right, guys.
What's up, Zoros?
Question for the DM.
Yes.
So these guys just saw a blue dwarf blow up their leader and another guy, a guy appear out of thin air and toast 3 of them, and the tiger turn into a person. Don't they need to make some kind of mental saving throw or something?
So you've been staying far back enough that they don't know who's shooting at them. So
Okay.
they haven't.
The other
as
2
far
are
as
way
they're anywhere.
more impressive.
At this point, though, their training is kicking in, and it is eliminate the threat. Above all else, eliminate
Okay.
the threat. So F, you are being attacked by a bandit with a sword. Does a 17 hit
That will hit, yes.
for 3 points of slashing damage?
Ow.
And that is their turn. So we are to Azair.
Okay. They're close enough. I could probably actually light them on fire this time.
No, don't do it. Don't.
Since my team has so much faith in me.
Zoros is far away. You can't hear him at all. He has no idea what you're doing.
You can hear me laughing in the woods.
I was going to I think this is just I have a scimitar. Is that a 1 target or can I hit?
Yep, nope, it is just a sword attack.
Okay. I am going to draw my scimitar
Okay.
and slice whoever's closest or just
They're both pretty much.
that
Right
guy
next to
that
you.
your mouse is on.
Okay, him it is. Go ahead and roll an attack.
That's the D20.
That is a D20 and then add 4.
21.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. It's 1d6 plus 2.
8.
Nice. You carve a good slice into that bandit.
Then I call him a bitch.
Then you call him a bitch. S, you're up.
I'm mad.
So I still see. Okay, so the one that is directly to the southwest is that is currently hitting me.
You kind of
with the
glitched out a
sword.
bit.
Did I hear that?
If the question is, yeah, it's messing up. If the question is, did this one to the south hit
Can you
you with
hear
a
me now?
sword? Yes.
Okay. Hear me.
We could hear
Okay,
me.
so you can't hear me.
Yes.
That's fine. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
A 12 hits.
No. Does a 12 hit? Okay, I'm going to point my finger at them and I'm going to encase my finger in a shard of ice. I'm going to throw it at them. And it hits them for 1 whole point.
You see him kind of shiver as that ice blade kind of drags a cold cut across his arm. Okay. So that is Zoros. We're up to you.
The one that's closest to the sword guy, has he attacked yet?
He has already attacked this turn, yes.
Okay, so then I'll aim for one of the archers that's pointed at Eth. That one's at
Okay.
me. Whichever one's, yeah, that one's fine.
These two you would actually not see from where you are just because this tent is bigger.
Okay, so I can either see the one by Eth or the one that's at me, right?
Correct.
Okay. I guess I'll just take out the one that's at me.
Okay.
13.
That does hit.
And 2d2. 6 and 5, 11 plus 2, right?
1. But it doesn't matter because he is dead. Okay.
I don't care what their training is. They're not loving this.
I'm sure they're pissed.
Okay, so it is the bandit's turn. They were shooting at F. So they will continue to shoot at F. First one misses. Second one misses. God damn, these things just don't like shooting at F.
Yes, but they're well trained.
They can shoot a tiger, but
Behind a tree.
The third one is slashing at F with his sword again. That one hits for 5 points of slashing damage. And then it is the other bandit's turn. So bandit that as their slash is slashing her back for 3 points of, actually, I guess I need to roll the hit before I roll damage.
I
Misses.
appreciate it.
Second one is going to attack you as well. That one misses as well. Okay, then good turn.
Sweet.
And we are back to Azair.
I am going to attack the one that I slashed before. He's bleeding, but probably still alive.
He is.
With my scimitar again.
Okay.
So 20. That was a 6.
That will not hit.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
You sure you didn't shoot fire at it, is there?
Apparently, I suck at weapons. I'm one with nature. I don't fight.
That is Azer's turn. So F, we are up to you again.
Well, that
3
There you go.
damage on the one hitting me.
3 damage on the one hitting you. Okay. Okay. And Zoros, we are back to you.
okay. I can only see F's, right, without moving.
Correct.
Would I know the difference in damage between a sword and a crossbow?
No.
Okay, then I can shoot S. I'll just shoot S.
Okay.
18,
That'll hit.
and it takes 10, 11 damage.
F, right in front of you, the bandit that was attacking you with a sword just erupts into a fountain of blood as it falls to the ground amidst all the charred corpses of its buddies. Okay, so that is back
Nice.
to the top. These two are continuing to shoot at F. Does a 13 hit you, F?
No, with my mage armor, it's 15.
Well, these guys just like missing you. Okay, that will hit because it's a 17 on the die.
How many are left?
4.
Oh, I'm sorry, that won't hit because with mage armor, my armor class is 18.
Well, it's a good thing they rolled a 17 plus a 3.
Oh,
So,
darn it.
sorry. 6 points of piercing damage from a crossbow bolt.
Ow.
Azer, the two are attacking you still. Actually, yeah, you missed the one that tried attacking you. So, does a 15 hit you, Azer?
I am a 15.
Okay, then it does hit you. So you take 6 points of slashing damage. And the other one misses. So we are back to Azer.
Okay.
Get him, is there?
Let's say, oh God, this is gonna be really funny if it doesn't work. I'll say, this is my village. I am going to produce flame.
Yes!
Okay. Roll to attack.
I need my notepad to roll.
I'm so sorry. Not one.
Sounds about right.
So Azer puts her fingers in her hands out to try and mimic what she saw F do. And you see a little wisp of smoke come up off of her fingers.
That's true.
She kind of looks and like, it's like, ow, but does not do anything. F, we are back to you.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Get him, F.
Okay. So I'm going to jump down off the table, landing next to the southwest, one down. So hopefully that way those two who are shooting at me won't be able to see me anymore. And then I'll go ahead and I'll say, leave it to the experts, and I'll burning hands those other two that are right next to Azer. They need a deck save, please.
One passed, one failed.
Okay, so the one who failed took 9,
Okay.
and the one who would passed would have taken 5.
They both had damage to them, and they are both dead.
Thank you.
Zoros, we're up to you.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna move to line of sight. Laterally, not closer.
To be able to do that, you'd have to get closer
One.
because there are trees that would be blocking your.
That's fine. Put me closer. I haven't taken any damage. I'm good.
Okay, so you'd be able to get pretty much about here.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this.
Mhm.
13 plus 1 is 14, right?
To hit, yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. 5, 9, 11, 10.
10, okay. You do wound him pretty bad. He is looking extremely rough. And it is back to their turn. The one that you just shot is going to turn and try and shoot you. But misses miserably.
Yes.
The other one lost line of sight on Eth, so is going to shoot Azair. Azair, 15 is your armor class.
15, correct.
So you take 3 points of piercing damage.
That's
And we are up to Azair. It's your turn.
Hold on,
Pounce!
do it. Do it.
Fire. Fire.
close enough.
Fire.
Call him a bitch, then light him on fire. Do it.
Yeah, I don't think that they're close enough for me to produce flame at them.
They are.
Are they?
I
Do it.
want to say.
Yep.
I mean, you can't do any worse than last time.
I'm gonna get a net one again.
Do it.
I'm going to produce flame.
Redeem yourself. Again. 11.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Ah!
But I made flame. Is
So
it
at least this time she makes a flame in her hand and tries to throw it, but unfortunately it just does not go far enough. Eth, we are up to you.
Okay. I'm gonna come up around the corner of the tent so that I can get line of sight on those 2 guys.
Okay.
And I am I'm just going to start shooting some scorching rays their way.
Okay.
So do either of them look more hurt than another one?
One has a giant gaping bullet wound in its torso.
I will aim for his face first.
Okay.
Or if he is pointing away from me, I will aim for the back of his head first.
He's pointed down south, whereas you're to the east, so he's not looking at you, but you're facing the side of him.
Okay, then I will point to the side of his face first.
Okay.
And 22 will hit.
That'll hit. He is dead because he had 1 hit point left.
He actually now has -7 because I rolled 8.
His corpse is charmed.
Okay. And then I'll just shoot the other 2 with the other guy.
Okay.
So the first one is a 14 to hit
That'll hit.
for 6 damage.
Okay.
And then a 17 hit
That'll hit.
for another 10 damage.
And
Bye-bye.
with that, The last bandit has died. Burnt to a crisp.
That was an epic battle.
Don't mess with the protector of the forest.
Right,
She makes
Throw flames at you.
bitch.
Bitch.
So at this point, I'm going to turn to Azare and be like, was all of this really necessary?
Yes. Because they were coming
Ye-
after my town. And I do not stand for that.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you're leaving your town now.
And I make my way back to the camp.
Okay, you guys both see Zoros coming from out of the forest, completely unscathed.
Yes.
That sounds about right. Zoros, thank you for joining the fight.
Hey, I was hoping they'd freak out and leave us alone, but mess with the bull,
Apparently
you
not.
get the horns.
So at this point, I am going to tell Azare my whole story
Okay.
about
You think
how.
we should probably go through the door first?
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know if she would willingly without me telling her the story first.
Okay, while he's doing that, I search the camp.
Okay. A funny little bit about that. You look around and the door has disappeared.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
He doesn't look like
Okay.
he's kidding.
No, he doesn't. I'm still going to tell Azare
yeah,
everything
yeah.
that's happened to
Yeah.
me. Okay.
Zoros, searching around the camp, you don't find much, just some charred armor, some scimitars, some crossbows, crossbow bolts, bedrolls. Doesn't look like they really had anything on them.
No cans of beans or anything for
No
ransom.
cans of beans.
Damn, I was hoping to hook you up, brother.
He's dead.
So I will say to Azare, 1, from the future, 2, Man in Black, 3, Roland, 4, everybody fell, 5, not me because I know how to hold on to a ledge, 6, Man in Black, me, tarot cards, 7, Zoros's door, 8, Azare's door.
So as there, you now have this crazy man telling you all these fantastical stories about people that you have never met, and sounds interesting.
It sounds like there's a mission of sorts that we have to take care of.
I mean, that's the only thing that I can imagine. As far as I was aware, when I went through Zoros's door, it was always behind me. That's what I thought. So I had just assumed that once we killed all of these bandits, that the door would be back there, but it's not.
Okay, well,
Which sucks because I don't really like being here.
my
Nothing
calling
personal.
is to help. So, weird story. Still gonna be wary about you guys because I don't know you. I will help. Will you teach me the fire thing?
I will try to teach you the fire thing. Yes. It comes naturally to somebody like me. I don't know how good of a teacher I will be, but I will do my darndest.
I thought I knew what I was doing, but obviously I've been alone
I mean-
in the woods for a little too long, and the animals made me feel a lot proud of my magical abilities that I actually have.
Made a
Have you been
badass
able to
tiger, though.
do it before?
What?
Have you been able to like make the flame from your fingertips before?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, okay.
You did a great
I
job
mean,
as
you
a
did, at
tiger,
least
though.
That is true. I watched that whole fight. It was amazing.
I gotta remember that. It's
So
Yeah.
here's where I'm going to leave it as there. What is your next step? Where are you going from here?
From here, I was going back home because I took care of my town. So, I mean, I've been feeling it, just that need to help, and it reaches out to me when I least expect it. And then you guys showed up. So, if you guys are needing help, then I'm with you. But I didn't really have
Okay.
a full path in mind. Question for the DM.
Yes.
Is this my like calling to toll? Or is this
Not
before?
necessarily.
Okay. Because that would be my next move if that was in my future, would be that calling to go out that way. Okay.
Okay, so couple questions. You've never seen these brigands before?
Not as far as I'm aware. They
Why
must
would they? Why would your town be one that they would want to destroy?
because we weren't paying them. The townsfolk didn't want to pay them what they were asking. So in retaliation, they were going to burn everything and leave us with nothing.
Okay. They've paid them in the past?
No, this was a new occurrence. As
And
far
you
as
think
I
that
hadn't
these-
heard any rumblings until recently about these
Okay.
guys coming up. So they must just be traveling town to town trying to get people, trying to tax people, that kind of thing for protection.
Is there,
And you think they were acting of their own volition? You don't think somebody would have paid them to try and do this to your town?
I don't think so. I can't think of any reason that they would, unless there's something going on in my town that I don't know about. But
maybe we should go back and go back to the town and talk to the town leader and find out if this has happened before, if it was the same people. Because if it's a syndicate or something where they're sending out mercenaries and bandits, we could have a bigger problem on our hands than just that little camp of brigands.
and I
Agreed.
live outside of town, so they might not have been telling everything that was going on. They usually come to me when they need help with special matters or special nature inclined things. So
Question for the DM, is there any kind of distinguishing clothing or something that we can bring back and show that we dispatched these brigands that the townspeople would recognize?
Um,
I know Rancid would lop off the head and drag it along in a bag, but that's not really my style.
probably not. They seem to be just wearing, ramshackle clothes, armor. While they might have some training, their gear you can ascertain wasn't that of what you would see like a military gear.
All right, I'll tell you what, then we'll grab up whatever crossbows and swords we can bring back that's not damaged. We can bring them back to the townsfolk and arm them.
Okay, you can probably find about 5 crossbows that aren't damaged and 6 swords that aren't damaged. All the rest
Okay.
are fire damaged.
Plus whatever bolts and stuff for ammo for the crossbows, and we bring them. I say we head back to town. Well, first of all, what time is it? It's probably
At this point, it's probably
9-10
going.
o'clock.
Nah, it's actually probably getting up probably towards 11. If
We
not
should
later.
probably long rest at the camp. Or make camp outside the camp, so in case they had people out.
Right, a camp in the camp. I mean, I'm okay with that.
In the camp or outside the camp?
Um, I think in the camp might draw less people to it.
Okay. I still think we should post watch. You two are hurt. I'll stay up.
You won't get exhausted in the morning.
We're going back to the city tomorrow. I can walk that far.
Oh, true. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if that is what you are doing, then that is fine. Zoros, you would have 1 level of exhaustion for staying up all night.
Okay.
But Azair and F, you get through the night just fine. You do wake up extra hungry as the smell of, charred meat permeates the entire camp.
Yeah.
As you guys come to in the morning, you guys, as the sun kind of breaks through the trees and stuff, you can actually see various creatures along the edge of the forest. You see some brown bears. You see some like mother bears with their cubs. You see a tiger, and they're all just sitting at the edge, just staring at the camp.
Can you talk to him? Can you commune with nature? Or can she sense whether if they're just interested in what just happened, can she determine in any way what's going on with the animals?
Azair, are you actually going to try any of that stuff, or?
I don't have anything prepared at the moment.
Okay, then at the
So,
moment, no, she cannot.
Okay.
but they look like my buddies that I was hanging out with before.
Oh yeah, you've seen all of these animals before.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I would probably approach and make sure they're okay.
I mean, they greet you with a lick or a head nudge. I mean, you could tell that they're more staring at the meat on the ground.
They are
Let them eat.
But out of respect of you, they were not encroaching into the camp.
good to know. Do they seem to understand me if I talk to them?
You can try.
Okay. I'm going to try and kind of just please wait until I'm a little bit further away before you make sure you're fed.
The tiger sits down. You can see its tail twitching as it licks its lips and its teeth.
I'm gonna head back to where Zoros and Eth are.
Okay.
Let them know the animals will wait until we're a little bit further away, but they're hungry.
We should leave.
So we should
Let's motor.
down.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want them to get confused.
Okay, so as you head back down south towards the way to the village, you pretty much, when you break the tree line, you do hear the movement of a lot of animals running, and you start to hear the sound of a feeding frenzy going on, crunching of bones, all that fun stuff. But the walk back to the village goes by quickly. You manage to not get lost this time. It only takes about half an hour. As the village sees you coming, the kids, of course, all run to you, chanting the other. They give Eth and Zoros a wide berth.
I think we'll head through town. I'll greet everybody, let them know the guys are with me, and head towards, I think, Zoros. We were looking for the
Town leader.
governor person.
Okay. As you, I mean, you've been to his house many times. As you get closer to it, he is stepping out of his house to greet you, and looks at you with a nice upon smile and says, "Ah, there. Well, for what do we owe the pleasure of your grace today?"
I met a couple of our. One of the kids came and told me about the problems that we've been having, and
As soon as you mention the problems, his eyes kind of dart down and he has like a very shamed look on his face.
I'm glad you told me. I know it's hard when the kids know, but it's been taken care of, and there's nothing to worry about anymore.
He
These
kind
are
of looks
my.
up at you.
I move
wide-eyed.
up next to his there and have my hand on my mace or warhammer.
The village leader takes a couple steps back, looking completely terrified of the dwarf that is now standing in a mildly threatening pose.
What do
These
you know
guys are
about the
with me.
bandits?
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes.
I never do persuasion. 7.
He looks at you and he looks at Azair, and Azair, you can see he is completely petrified and is just is he with you? Why is he acting like this? We've never been anything but pleasant with you. I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna. We just want to talk. We want to make sure this is an isolated incident, because these guys quite literally came out of the woodwork and found me, and I might need to leave for a little bit. But we need to figure out if it's connected to anything else.
Why is he threatening us? Why is he acting like this? We haven't done anything wrong.
I'm not threatening. You're just acting awful guilty about something. Like you know something more about what's going on than you're leading us on to.
I don't know anything that's going on, but you came up and put your hand on your weapon to an unarmed elderly man. That is a threat, sir.
No, it's not. I'm protecting Azair.
Azair has never needed protection in this village before. Azair has protected this village for many, many years.
Azair needed some protection from us earlier tonight when we fought 12 bandits and took them out.
You're acting, I would imagine she needed protection from you.
Not from me. I saved them.
That's not what you just said.
Is it what you just said? It wasn't?
No, you said
I was
she needed
protecting
protection
Azair
from
tonight
you.
from the bandits.
Yeah, that's not what you said. Just saying.
All right,
Okay,
everyone.
so let's just move on.
Yeah, it's everything okay. I've been helping the village. We just want to make sure, and I need to know, have they approached before? Is there anybody else? Is there anything going on that I need to know about?
They came to the village about a week back or so. They demanded money, and if we didn't pay them, they were going to destroy and burn our village.
And there wasn't anybody else
to pay them. No, they came and they told us if they didn't get their money in a week, they were going to burn the village down.
Well, they have been taken care of. They will no longer be bothering this town or anybody in it ever.
You see like a huge look of relief on his face when you tell him that. And he looks down at his hands and still looks ashamed and says, you've saved us more times than I can probably count, and I don't know why you do it, but thank you.
It's-
We brought you some weapons that you can defend yourselves in the future. We have a bag of them out front with crossbows and swords. I suggest you learn to use them.
Or
He
if I have
kind
to go,
of gives a timid
I'll still
nod
help.
to you, Zoros, but he doesn't say anything.
I know I'm a blue dwarf. He doesn't like me.
I'll still be around to help. But if I get called away to help others, I want to make sure that the town is safe.
So as you say that, you look towards the forest edge of the village edge, where the village and the forest meet. And you see the tiger kind of move forward, and you see the eagle that you've known for a while land on a branch above the tiger, and you start to see other animals just kind of come out of the forest. Deer, bears, rabbits, mice, they're all kind of standing there. They're looking at you. A lot of the adults of the village just kind of gasp and like take a step back, just because they've never seen this many animals this close. They're not exactly comfortable with it because, tigers and bears and all that fun stuff. But you actually see the little boy that came to ask for your help. He runs forward and just kind of wraps his arms around the tiger's neck and just, buries his face in the tiger's neck, laughing the entire time. And the tiger just licks his hair, and, he gets a little cowlick up on top of his head. And as you're watching this, you start to notice a breeze that just kind of wafts through the forest, and is there to you, it almost feels like it was a person that just kind of ran their fingers through your hair. You hear a faint whisper on the wind that just says, it's time. And as the breeze reaches where the animals and the little boy are standing, you can see kind of like a little cyclone twist up, and leaves and grass and twigs and all of just the dirt kind of blends together. And you actually see a very faint outline of a woman standing with her hand on the tiger's head, just stroking the tiger's fur. And the figure just looks straight into your eyes and just smiles a warm smile and just nods to you. And before being just swept off in the wind and carried away to where it's just the animal standing there. And as you watch the figure of the woman just fade away, you hear an odd sound. You hear a click coming from behind you. And Zoros and F, you also hear the same click.
Turn around and look.
Yeah, I'll turn around. I'll tell am I still next to the leader guy?
You are.
Yeah, I'd let him know the animals are here to protect them too, and to not be afraid, but to treat them with kindness, and turn around and see what the click was.
So F and Zoros, you look behind you, you see the familiar beach where you came from. And then as there for you, you see a very unusual beach scene in the distance. You can see these weird lobster creatures that have the hands and claws up to their face. You can hear the ocean air. You can even smell the salts. And as you look back towards the animals, you can see that one by one, they are all dropping onto their forepaws, and their heads have gone down into a bow in your direction.
Uh-huh. I will bow back, and then if I'm not already facing Eth and Zoros, ask them if this is the door that they've been talking about.
Yes.
Mercifully, yes. This is where we need to go.
Then I'm coming with you.
Okay, as the three of you step into the door, we are going to end it there. So thank you everyone for watching. I know we ran a little bit late tonight, but thanks for watching. Thanks for coming, Faustus and Ransom. Sorry we didn't get to your doors yet, but I promise it's coming up soon. And everyone out there, thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed our story. We'll be back in 2 weeks for more to find out what's to come.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to disclaim